She didn't answer the first call, or the second. The third went straight to voicemail. It was past midnight when I landed in Seattle with our 2 kids asleep on my shoulders, tiny, innocent weights that kept me tethered to something good. She was supposed to be in her hotel room, supposed to be alone, supposed to be mine. But the universe has a way of whispering the truth when you least want to hear it. I stood outside the Hilton, watching her window from the parking lot, room 508. Lights still on. A silhouette moved across the curtains. 2 shadows, not one. For a long moment I just watched. My heartbeat slowed instead of rising. It's strange what control feels like standing in the middle of a car crash, watching glass fall in slow motion. I didn't storm in, I didn't call. I simply turned, carried my sleeping kids back into the rental car, and drove until the city lights faded behind me. Somewhere between mile marker 47 and 48, I realized whatever I saw up there wasn't the end. It was the beginning of something I needed to understand, completely. The next morning I texted her, "Landed safe, kids miss you." She replied an hour later, "Aw, I miss you guys too. Long day, meetings till late last night." Meetings! She lied like she breathed, without thought, without hesitation. I told her I loved her, and I did. Or at least, I loved who she used to be. The woman who used to watch me from across a crowded room like I was still her choice. But that look had been gone for months now. The touches felt mechanical, the laughter forced. I began to catalog her new tells, every subtle lie folded neatly into her daily routine. Her phone always faced down. Late nights became client dinners. The perfume that lingered wasn't hers anymore. I remembered how her voice cracked when she said she was grateful for my trust. That word, trust, became a weapon she wielded with expert precision. Still, I stayed silent, smiled, waited. Because love doesn't die easily. It decomposes slowly, in silence, until only the bones of truth remain. And I was ready to start digging. I became meticulous, a man of quiet rituals. Every morning I checked the phone bill, her call logs, the credit card statements. Patterns emerged, one number repeating, one restaurant too often visited. I found his name on her laptop, Daniel S. Emails marked confidential, buried beneath folders of client briefs. Nothing explicit, just tone, familiarity, warmth where there shouldn't be any. When I looked at her now, I saw him hiding behind her pupils. Still, I never confronted. I kissed her goodnight, drove the kids to school, cooked breakfast. I told myself this was patience, but really, it was the quiet sharpening of a blade. One night I took a business card from her purse. Daniel S., regional consultant. I searched him. Divorced. 2 kids. Works in marketing. Her business trip was with him. Of course it was. The next day I bought plane tickets again. Same destination. No warning this time. Just me. Alone. When I arrived, I didn't go to the hotel. I went to the restaurant listed on their expense report. The Glass Ember. Candlelight. 2-person tables. Romantic. And there they were. Her laughter. Light, unguarded. His hand brushing hers. Casual, practiced. It was like watching someone else's wife, someone else's life. I left before dessert, before she could see me, before I could destroy the illusion completely. That night I emailed myself the photos I'd taken. Her eyes closed mid-laugh, head tilted toward him. A moment of joy I hadn't seen in years. Evidence, truth, freedom. When she came home 3 days later, she hugged me like she'd missed me, like she hadn't spent the week in another man's arms. Her perfume lingered longer than usual. Her smile was softer, guilt hidden beneath practiced affection. That evening, after the kids were asleep, I placed a folder on the table. Photos, receipts, printouts. No words, just silence. She stared at it, her face draining color by the second. Then she whispered, "You followed me?" I said nothing. The sound of her breath broke the stillness. She tried to explain, "It wasn't serious, I felt lonely, it just happened." Every word was a nail in the coffin of what we once were. Finally, she asked, "What are you going to do?" I looked at her, really looked, at the woman who once promised forever but couldn't even keep a week sacred. And I smiled. Just a little. "I already did," I said. Her confusion turned to fear. I opened my phone and showed her the message I'd sent earlier that day to Daniel's company's HR department, anonymously, with attachments. "Your business relationship violates company policy," I said quietly. "They'll be dealing with him by morning." She reached out, pleading, "You can't, please, it's not what you think." But it was, exactly what I thought. "I loved you," I said. The words felt foreign now, empty. I would have forgiven almost anything, except the lie. Her tears came fast, desperate, but mine never did. I stood, walked to the door, and paused. "You'll still be their mother, but you stopped being my wife the night I saw your shadow in that window." The door clicked behind me, soft, final, merciful. It's been 3 weeks. She's been calling, apologizing, crying. I let her voice fill the silence, then delete the messages. The kids don't know. They just know we moved into a smaller place with more light and fewer lies. Sometimes I catch myself staring at the photos I took. Not out of pain, but clarity. You learn something strange when love dies quietly. The absence of anger is peace. The truth didn't destroy me. It cleaned me. And somewhere in that silence I realized she wasn't the only one living a lie. I was too. Until I stopped loving the version of her I invented. Now I love the truth more.